Hello, who would like a room tour in October? Because it's October and I finally got my room actually clean. This is probably pretty close to like the cleanest it's ever been and probably ever will be. So let's take advantage of it. One of my goals this year was to like organize my stuff really well, and because of that, sorry, my hair's doing something weird. Because that was one of my goals, I did not have everything like ready at the beginning of the year. Because I was trying to like organize everything. So I was like pulling things off shelves and moving things around and stuff like that. So I got things actually pretty good. It's not 100% clean, but it's about as good as it's gonna get, especially for middle of use in October. So I thought I would just film a really quick room tour just because we can and because some things are different than the last one. So I still have the same theme as the last time, which is like a tropical, jungle, green, bright colors, that kind of stuff. I still have a lot of the same elements. The one thing you'll probably notice from the last room tour to this one is the xylophones. So I was able to get some xylophones on loan from one of the other elementary schools who had a ton of them, and she was like, I'm just not using them as much as I want to. I feel like they need to get more use, and so she was really gracious and let me keep them indefinitely for now. So if like she wants them back, or if a new teacher goes to that school, then I'll have to contact them and talk to them about, if they want them. But she was like, I just want them to get used, and I was happy to have them. So last year I acquired the xylophones, and then at the very, very end during post-planning, I acquired these tables that used to be in my old classroom at my old school. I had my keyboards on them, and that school is no longer, they split them up. So I got to go grab some tables, which has made a huge, huge, huge difference. So you'll also notice I don't have any curtains up because the fire marshal said I had to take them down, which I don't love, because I really don't like you being able to see into my room. So I either need to get like fire retardant ones or spray them with fire retardant stuff, or I don't know, but it was like too much for me to deal with. So let's go through and I'll show you what my room looks like. It is dusty. I'm gonna have my third graders dust it this afternoon because I have someone coming at the end of the day to check things out, which is what prompted me to actually finally get the room cleaned. So let's go. Okay, so here is the view from the front. I'll make a few mentions to like what things used to look like versus what they look like now. So you can definitely go watch the old classroom tour to see what it was looking like before. But when you walk in, I have these buckets. Our kids, I'm at a STEAM school, so they have STEAM journals that they bring to every class. It's like a composition book. And so what they do is they come in and they put their STEAM journal in the bucket that matches their color that they sit on. And then anything else they have, so like water bottles or that kind of stuff, goes in the black buckets up underneath, and that just keeps things pretty organized. One thing that I changed this year is I put green and blue on that side and the rest over here, because numbers 1 through 10 line up here, and so that way they don't have to I wanted them to not have to go through the line to get to their stuff, because I used to have them like here. So they're over there and over there, so they're kind of out of the way. This is a closet. It's actually got very little of my stuff in it. It's mostly like a school storage closet. I'm like slowly taking over, working on it. I use sit spots. So I have these sit spots are the regular ones. They're just different colors, and I added the numbers with vinyl. I have used these 2 full years plus September to October. They're still in really good condition. I think last year I replaced 3 of them. This year I haven't replaced any. There's like 2 that I need to. So like number 6 is a little wonky, and then number 4 and 19. But other than that, most of them are in like really good condition, even after 2.5 years. So I'm just really fussy about the kids not picking at them. I did move them further apart this year because I have more older kids this year than I did before. Long story. So that's why they're a little bit wonky. So they're kind of like staggered essentially, and that gives them a little more space. They have a matching dot, so they have a color dot they sit on, and then they have a black dot where they line up, and they also have the numbers. So if you sit on one, then you line up on one, so on and so forth, and that makes life really, really easy. Highly, highly, highly recommend. We love that. So we've got that going for us. Over here, I have a map. I use this thing all the time, reference it all the time. And the kids, when they're standing in line, love to look at it. And they ask me all sorts of questions about the map all the time. They're like, why is this country so big? What country is this? What country is this? Where's Japan? And so it's just like a really fun thing to have. If you don't have a map, I highly recommend it. And then every time we're doing a song, I'd be like, oh yeah, this song we're singing is from Korea. Here's where Korea is, and here's where we live. And you can kind of show that as well. Here's a bookshelf. Yay. This is new this year. I have a sign out sheet for restroom, whatever. And then little like hall passes that I made, and they're just on command hooks. And then I have a clock so that they know what time to write. I only make the older kids sign out. Obviously the kindergartners are not doing all that because that would be crazy, but it does help. I don't have this posted, but maybe I'll do it as like a freebie or something for you. And then these books are basically like Jazz and Black History Month, and then some like music-y books, and then like Hispanic Heritage Month, and then like more like music books, so like opera, ballet, orchestra, Mary Poppins, things you can sing, like those kind of things are on these. And I did that intentionally so that if I have a sub, they can pull something off of here real quick if they need that. Over here we have our focus wall. This is part of the standards-based classroom, and so this is how I do mine. I've done this for years, and it's the best way that I have found. I have each grade level goes like across, so this is third grade's I can statement they're working on. This is their standard. I need to print off most because I feel like I do this standard the most, but I don't have enough of these, so sometimes it gets messed up. And then vocab words go here, so it goes like across that way, and that has just worked the best for me so far. These I just cut out on my Cricut with different green paper, and this is a tablecloth. And then I have the focus wall name up at the top. Back here I have posters I'm required to have on my wall, so they are there on the wall. And then I have melody with solfege, treble clef. Don't look at that. I did fix it, but I haven't put the new poster up yet. And then I have rhythm. This is probably the board that gets used the most. And I just printed out dynamics, and I'm not sure where I want to put them yet, so I need to figure that out as well. We have xylophones here. You can see I have the red line. The kids are not allowed to cross the red line unless they have specific permission. So like if I ask you to go to xylophone, that's fine. Otherwise, you don't go past the red line, and that usually works pretty well. They go this way and then through, and so I have as many xylophones as I could have out essentially. So I have all of these and these. There's one on the ground. I think I have one more of these stands, so I might see if it'll work on there. And then these are cajones, exit door. And yeah, so xylophones are on this side, metallophones are on this side, which honestly I don't use as much because I don't like the sound as much as I like xylophones. And that's just where we are. In the back, I have these open shelving for storage. I love the storage. I hate the open shelving. Everything gets super dusty, drives me bonkers, bananas. But let's see, we have boom whackers here, Miss Davis, sub plans and like papers. This is lots of like paper clips and like command stuff and that kind of stuff. And then up here I have all of my like books and lesson plan books. Last time I showed this, somebody laughed really hard. Listen, this is a whole box of random copies. You're welcome. So we have that. This is stuff I use for like posters and things, like my art supplies. And then up at the top I have like textbooks essentially, and then my lounge flies, mostly my music ones, plus that one just because it's fun. And then I use those two especially if I don't have pockets to like hold stuff like my phone and whatnot. This is kind of random. Handbells. I just got these, which are really fun. They are not high quality, but they work. Oh, and someone put these back wrong. What I like about them though is that you can pull out the ones you need. So like we're working on Sew and Me, so I had them just pull out the Sew and Me notes and not the rest of them, and that helped a lot. Tons of handbells. I don't know what to do with handbells, so let me know your ideas. Stuffies, ribbon wands, more. These are like all small percussion instruments, big percussion instruments, small drums, wood blocks. These are cans that someone before me used for kid sticks. I haven't used them since I got here. I did that a lot at my old school. Scarves, note knacks, and then these are kind of like stuff I use for various things. So there's like different materials for different games, balls, that kind of stuff. Trash can ball, obviously. More books. So these are like Halloween, Christmas, like spring kind of things. And then I have other random things. Eggs, scissors, yeah, stuff. Over here I have more like manipulative. So I have like bingo chips. I have these little eggs. I have cups for cup passing games. I have just different things like that. More books. So this is my vision. This is the room stuff, is to have like these in front of the books. I haven't finished labeling everything yet, but we're working on it. Now down here is what I've been working on for the last like week or so, which is organizing all my center stuff. Oh, it's been a project, but I'm so happy it's done. So I organized them by type. So this is pre-reading rhythm. So it's all activities for before they ever see a quarter note. And then I have quarter and eighth notes activities, and then I have rest. And so it goes that way so that hopefully, you know, when I'm like, okay, we're working on 16th notes, I pull this out and here's all the stuff I have that has 16th notes on it. And I'm hoping that's gonna work out really well. Up here I have some other manipulatives like dice and erasers and stuff like that. And here is more like my stuff. So there's a lot of supplies, construction paper, glue, yeah, stuff. It's not pretty. Also the mirror. My desk used to be over here. It was very convenient. Now it's not. Here I have the same thing, but for, oh, that's bulletin board stuff, like treble clef, recorder, and solfege. This, my vision is going to be, I can't decide. I'm either going to use, this is extra like copies and stuff. So I'm either going to put those in here, or I'm going to put choir stuff in here, or I might be able to do half and half. Over here I have folders for choir. We are going on a field trip this week. That's why they're in a bag. Hand puppets. I have these little magnetic hooks that I put my flashcards on. They won't hold a ton. So like this set I had to split into two, but they'll hold some. So that has been working. Oh yeah, see, this one's too heavy because it was up here a minute ago. These are just for fun. Pointers. Obsessed with this book. I use this as a getting quiet tool. So when I ring it, you have to put your hand up so the sound stops. Highly recommend this. Numbers. I don't have to decide who to call on. And I have colors so I can pick like a row at random as well. Stuff. Stuffies. Down here I have stuff that is like currently in use, and I try to put it in that grade levels like thing. So like first grade is doing this. It doesn't always work out, but like here's all the fifth grade stuff. And then like instruments we're using near their boxes. The finger puppets are always here, obviously. So we've got that. A couple of seasonal books in the back. Down here I have, this stuff is always here. Whiteboards, markers, erasers, beat charts, treble clefs, clipboards, crayons, and then pencils. This is my turn it in box, so everyone turns stuff in here, and there's two here, so I can stick, like if we're doing a project, I'll stick your stuff in the bottom, and then you turn it in the top, and that just helps organize things. This is my classroom management system. We're not going to get into that right now. Teacher versus student points. Yeah, Miss Davis. This is an anchor chart for what we're working on, and then these colors line up with the colors on the floor. So sometimes instead of saying a color, I will point, and like you go line up, or you get your supplies when I point to your color instead. And there's my classroom management stuff. So that is pretty much what we've got going on. Oh, this is new this year. I got an extra chair. Highly recommend if your desk is in the back, so that way I can actually sit, and I like a rolly chair. I was gonna put that director's chair up here, but I like the rolly chair because I can move it. And then this is like my teaching station. So I keep my schedule, clicker. Down here I have like pens, erasers, sticky notes, nurse passes, just like things that I need. And I'll put like my sheet music binder is currently on top of the piano. That usually goes down here as well. And so just like things that I need in easy reach. We are using these hula hoops right now. And then this is like my xylophone that I use. The kids use it sometimes too if we need to, but that way I can play there. And then I think the only thing I haven't shown you is my desk. So this is my desk back here. It's not super aesthetic, but it is what it is. This is like stuff I need to deal with. And here I keep papers that need to be graded, papers that are already graded, choir, like permission slips and that kind of stuff, and then other like similar like printouts, things like that. Apologies. Over here I keep like lesson planning and stuff. The inside of my desk is a disaster, so don't look at that. And then we have our coffee bar, which is obviously the most important part of the classroom. So that's what we've got going for us. I have the cute little fridge, and then the coffee machine, all the stuff that the teachers need, essentially. This is for the teachers. Also, my sister-in-law made me this alligator out of clay to hold our frother. It's pretty great. Oh, and this is Tito. This is Schubert. Tito is my only animal not named after a composer. So yeah. All right, I know I was talking really quickly, but I hope that that explains kind of what we've got going on over here, and maybe gave you a couple of ideas for storage or organization. It's not the most aesthetic room, but it is what it is. It's in use, literally. It's October. I had a class this morning. I have a class this afternoon. It's currently my lunchtime as I'm filming this. So yeah, that's what we've got going on. I will link down below anything that I have, especially the like tropical decor pack. I will link, and that's all I've got for you. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.